Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Today we're going to look at a little 2001 horror film simply known as 13 Ghosts. Now throw on your spectral shades and let's go ghost hunting. We enter a large junkyard as a team prepare to catch a ghost known simply as the Juggernaut. A rich sociopath named Cyrus and his psychic assistant Dennis arrive to watch it all unfold. Dennis is capable of locating where the ghost is along with seeing all of his victims. A couple protesters arrive and they appear upset, claiming this whole thing to be akin to slavery. One mentions he'll never pull this off without the 13th ghost, and Dennis asks what he means 13. He was only contracted for 12. Cyrus tells him he's psychic and should have known, then tells his men to release the bait. We see this large tanker truck as it starts spraying blood everywhere. They open the doors to a glass cube. Written on the walls are spells capable of holding a spirit within. They start playing some kind of incantation, and this seems to only anger the spirit. One of his men is literally folded in half. The Juggernaut chases one of the men inside the cube, and it's a big boy. In all the chaos, one of the protesters was killed along with Cyrus himself. We are then introduced to the Criticos family, siblings Kathy and Bobby, their mother Jean and father Arthur. They had a house fire which unfortunately took Jean's life, leaving Arthur a widowed father. The family is getting ready for a day of work and school when a man comes to the door. The man represents the estate of Arthur's uncle Cyrus, who Arthur barely ever even had contact with. Cyrus has left Arthur and his family his house, which was his life's work. The lawyer tells him it's just a couple hours away, so the family, including the nanny Maggie, drive up to their new home. They arrive at their new home and Dennis is there, pretending to be a power guy so he can get inside. They go inside their new home and the whole thing looks an awful lot like those cubes used to capture the ghosts. Arthur tells everyone to stay right here as he has papers to sign, but do they listen? Dennis is in the basement looking for the money Cyrus owes him, but he has some kind of vision. He throws on the spectral shades and discovers Cyrus kept all the ghosts he caught in the basement. Dennis runs screaming to Arthur, telling him he used to hunt ghosts with his uncle Cyrus and he has to get his family the hell out of here. Dennis has a bit of a meltdown and they notice the lawyer has disappeared. He's in the basement wearing the glasses, knowing all too well about the ghosts in the basement. He grabs a case full of money off some kind of pedal, releasing it and activating some kind of mechanism. The house appears to start going into lockdown. The door to one of the ghosts opens and the lawyer slowly backs away from it. He is, however, sliced in two as a glass door closes right through him. Arthur and Dennis are looking for his family as his son Bobby is enjoying his scooter while wearing the spectral shades. His daughter Kathy is in one of the bathrooms and she isn't alone. Arthur finds her and it appears as though her and Maggie both lost sight of Bobby. More doors to the ghosts are opening and Bobby stops as he thinks he hears Maggie calling his name. There's another voice also telling him not to come down. Arthur tries to leave the house, but it's all sealed up with no way out. Bobby is in the basement as more and more ghosts are freed. He turns and finds one slowly making its way to him. Meanwhile, Dennis is trying to explain the ghosts in the basement and gives Maggie a pair of the glasses. Bobby has a run-in with the glass and knocks himself silly. He wakes up putting the glasses back on, seeing his mother who tells him to go back upstairs. He turns and Cyrus is there frightening the young boy. The group decides to split up because that always works out in a horror film. Dennis and Maggie find some of the ghost doors open and he hands her the glasses so she can finally see them for herself. Dennis then flips off the ghost, but sees a vision of himself being killed. They find an open door labeled the Jackal, and Dennis says screw the kid, they need to get the hell out of this basement. Arthur is with his daughter Kathy. She puts on the glasses and is immediately attacked by a ghost. Arthur fights trying to save his daughter when one of the protesters comes in with some kind of flare that scares it away. They pull Kathy to safety and the woman introduces herself as Kalina, and apparently she frees trapped souls. Arthur puts on a pair of glasses for himself and finally he sees the ghosts. Kalina explains to Arthur the house is a machine powered by the ghosts. It will allow the user to see the past, present, and the future. He doesn't care though and just wants his family out. Maggie and Dennis reach the main floor and Dennis starts having visions again. Kalina and Arthur head up through the floor and just so happen to meet with Maggie and Dennis. However, another ghost is freed and Arthur is pulled up just before it can reach him. Kalina is leading them to the library and Arthur is suddenly attacked. Dennis scares the ghost off with a flare and they help carry Arthur away. They make it just in time to the library before another ghost can attack. Inside, Arthur learns that his wife is the fourth ghost. He slugs Dennis for what he and Cyrus have done. Kalina explains to Arthur the machine needs 12 ghosts to power it up, which in turn makes the user the most powerful man in the world. The only failsafe is the 13th ghost, which Arthur discovers is him. If he sacrifices himself, it will shut down the machine. Dennis says it doesn't make any sense and there has to be a better way. Arthur and Dennis are going out to find his kids, and they're using one of the panels to shield themselves from the ghosts. Meanwhile, Kalina and Maggie reach the core of the machine, planning to blow it up with explosives Kalina brought. However, we have ourselves a double cross as Kalina appears to be working with Cyrus. Dennis and Arthur are confronted by the hammer when the final ghost, the Juggernaut, is released. Dennis is struck down by the hammer and the Juggernaut finishes him off. Kalina and Cyrus talk about the plan, and apparently they need Arthur to sacrifice himself. The 13th ghost thing to stop the machine was all a lie, and he's actually needed to finish the ritual. The ghosts leave Arthur as the machine is calling them. Well, I guess it was a triple cross as Cyrus has no more use for Kalina. Meanwhile, Arthur's children were captured at some point, I guess, and are now being used as bait. He puts on the glasses, seeing all the ghosts around the machine. Arthur turns and sees his Uncle Cyrus just standing there. He takes his glasses off, realizing his uncle isn't a ghost, and he's pissed. Cyrus has Arthur pinned, telling him he has no choice and will become the 13th ghost. But before it can happen, Maggie starts messing with all the controls, which makes the ghosts disappear. The ghosts all grab Cyrus and throw him into the machine. Then the machine just starts exploding. Arthur makes the luckiest jump in the history of film, while glass flies all around them, somehow not cutting any of them. The ghosts all leave. Not sure I would want those things on the loose, by the way. The family gets to say one last goodbye to their wife and mother. Oh, and I guess Maggie quits? I hope you enjoyed our look at 13 ghosts. If you did and would like more videos like this, maybe think about becoming a subscriber. I would really appreciate it if you did. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great weekend.